Listen, I know that from a more outside POV, everyone involved in this tariff process is foolish and disastrous. I gotta tell you, man, the more I keep up with it and read about it, there is only one adult in the room, and it's Scott Bessant. And if he quits, it is so over. There is only one person who is even remotely thinking about what they're doing, and it's Scott Bessant. And he is doing his absolute, I mean, he had to do some crazy shit. To get the tariff pause, he had to make sure he could get on a flight with Trump that Howard Lutnick and Peter Navarro were not on. He had to isolate Trump on a plane so he could break it down to him how much of a disaster it was gonna be. And then use that entire flight. And then when he was landed, he had to like make sure he made the announcement before they got in there, because he's like, whoever the last person he talks to changes his fucking mind. Here's an example. So this is the morning of it. When they needed to pause the tariffs because they see how bad it was going, they rushed to the Oval Office to see Trump. They found they had a small gap when Navarro was busy, because Navarro's the real fucking insane one. I mean, how Lutnick is a fucking ass kisser. Navarro's insane. And so Bessant let them make their move. They had a tight window. They had to get in there, not on Trump's schedule. They convinced him in the meeting to pause the tariffs and announce it immediately. They stayed in the room until Trump tapped out a Truth Social post. They couldn't leave the room until he hit send to make sure they get a public pause, which surprised Navarro. And then they immediately went on a press announcement. And then now you have Elon Musk and I guess Laura Loomer, she's not involved, but Elon Musk doing a troubling, and they're trying to set up for possibly getting rid of Bessant. They're trying to like set up like, oh, what is he doing? He's inviting anti-Trump people to collaborate. They're trying to get rid of, I mean, there's a power struggle going on in the people around Trump. And there's literally only one of them with any qualifications who has done anything that would be considered like in America's interests economically. And it's Bessant. And if he's gone, our bond yields just spike. I watched an interview with the CryptoZar guy. So yeah, I mean, he's terrible. That guy's terrible. You mean Sachs. You mean Sachs from the All In podcast. Yeah, he's terrible. On the economic side, it's just a den of snakes, bro. There's only one adult. This small quote really summed it up. What I've been trying to like say with regards to how chaotic it's been. Vice President Vance wants to restore American manufacturing. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessant intends to build a free trade coalition against China. Council of Economic Advisors Stephen Mira wants a weaker dollar. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick wants a permanent new revenue source. Peter Navarro wants to unleash dramatic change and possibly even chaos. But none of them are the president of the United States, and the president keeps changing his mind on both the broad goals and specific instruments of his international economic policy. This is perfect. There's like 6 or 7 people on him that all have different ideas of what to do, and whoever he meets with last is who he is prioritizing, and there's no broad goal, and it changes every week. And then they all have to pretend to be on the same team. So we're getting these communications of like why this is being happened that change nonstop. And people are just, their head are spinning to try to defend it. All of them should settle it on Fortnite Friday, last one standing. Yeah, that'd be better than we have now. Unless Peter Navarro is incredible at Fortnite. then we're kind of, if Navarro's got a fucking mean, you know, if his Ron Vara account can actually hit a boogie bomb, if he can crank a mean 90, then we might be cooked. Elon Musk unfollowed Scott Bessant on Twitter. Oh, it's getting heated, bro. It's getting heated. The girlies are fighting. April 18th. Wow, that's today. Dude, Elon Musk constantly unfollowing people as a sign of like pettiness is crazy. It's very, very middle school. This whole thing has been nightmarish. There's so many people's lives. The economy's at stake. Do you think Scott Bessant's gonna leave the White House? I have no idea, but it seems like it's coming to a point where Trump's gonna have to choose between like Navarro or Lutnick and Elon and Bessant. And I promise you, this is not like even my take really. This is if you read like, I wouldn't say like mainstream, but serious financial news, there's only one adult in the room, and it's Scott Bessant. The only one has anywhere tried to apply any kind of real principles or try to talk Trump down from the ledge. If he's gone, it's over. It's over. Scott Bessant and J-Pow seem like friends too. He talks about having a weekly breakfast with him. Yeah, again, I think Scott Bessant understands that if the president fires the supposedly independent chairman of the Federal Reserve in order to do whatever the he wants with interest rates, it's emerging market territory banned for the country. It's like fucking Venezuela, you know, it's like, it's disaster. It's like, it's banana republic shit. I'm aware that Scott Bessant understands that. So him trying to constantly say that that's not happening or we're talking is him trying to do what he can. How much of an adult he is if he chooses to be part of this clown car, come on. I would disagree. I would say the more you read about how much he is doing to try and get Trump to see reason, if anything, it's very patriotic. He's got to play the part, sure, but like staying despite he could easily make money elsewhere. I'm not, there's like things about him I don't agree on. Plenty of things. Even before all this, when he was speaking just honestly. If anything, I respect the ability to put up with that, to try and not torpedo the world's largest economy. And cause truly untold misery, like across the entire Western world. There's a lot at stake, dude. There's like, even Trump has been saying, what else this leaked? Trump in internal talks has been trying to like, he doesn't say depression, he just calls it 1929. Trump has been trying to say, well, we don't want 29. He keeps saying 29, but there's like greater worries. J-Pal mentioned you yesterday. He said, just watch the Big A clip in response to a question about bonds. Yeah, I saw that. Big ups, J-Pal. Thanks, my dog. Listen, I understand that Trump is frustrated with Jerome Powell. If I was a president and a fucking crazy, hard left liberal like Jerome Powell was my Treasury Secretary, I want to get rid of him because it's not my fault that he's appointed. You know what I'm saying? Like, who appointed Jerome Powell? Who appointed him? We're all trying to find the guy who did this. Like, have you heard about the James Webb Telescope finding the strongest evidence of extraterrestrial life yet? James Webb Telescope. What is this evidence? There's one on CNN and there's one on the Weather Channel. Let's get the non-woke version on the Weather Channel. A true fucking source for great journalism.
This moment in history of science will be viewed as a paradigm shift in our search for life.
NASA's James Webb Space Telescope has helped scientists detect the strongest signs yet of possible life beyond our solar system. 124 light years away, on a planet named K2-18b, the chemical footprints of two gases were observed. On Earth, those gases are only created by living organisms, specifically marine microbes.
Oh?
It's all in a new study, and while the researchers behind it are excited, they're also cautious.
This is one of the biggest questions we have asked as a species in all of science, and we have to deal with.
Are they saying alien farts are hella stinky? I'm no scientist, but are they trying to imply that aliens are fucking letting it rip? Well, then we have that in common as a species. That'll be the first thing we talk about at negotiations. I propose we get Earth's best farter to be the first person to make contact. And we get somebody to just we get Slime to walk out there and let her rip. And then the aliens will let it rip back. And then we'll have peace. Give me a milkshake and we'll conquer them. I didn't say conquer. I said ally. You think you're going to rip a fart so loud they start bowing and they bow before you and become part of our... That's their sign of power or respect. We could just tariff them. Well, that's what we'll do day 2. Day 1, we make contact, establish trading relations. Day 2, we say they're ripping us off. And put a massive fucking tariff on their fucking farty ass planet. Day 3, retract the tariff for deal making. Day 4, put it right back on. Keep them on their toes. Keep them on their toes, okay? Art of the deal. Art of the motherfucking deal. Day 5, triple it. What is this YOM? It's like me with fire? Year of meanness? Year of Madge? We give it a red hat and it's year of MAGA and I just get... You know, I think I have been rather kind. What you really need, whenever one of you invents a time machine, go back and tell me to try a 2025 without the year of kindness. Because it's really not about an absolute value of kind. It's whether am I kinder than I would have been were it not the year of kindness. We need a counterfactual. We need you know what I'm saying? I think compared to the test case, I'm actually significantly kinder. I can't change my base numbers here to Gandhi-like, but I can be kinder. And I do want to say that if you do get a time machine, the number 1 priority is to test the year of kindness rather than to go kill Hitler or something. That should be number 2. It's important. That's number 2. But number 1 is to make sure that we have a counterfactual on the year of kindness so that I can know